her. I'm gonna be honest, I don't agree with you where I'm holding on to a disease. No, baby, I will not agree with you with that.
I can get up, but I can only walk a few steps. So I just stay here in this bed no matter what. I can't do anything for myself anymore.
Some journeys change everything you thought you knew about strength, courage, and the human spirit. From impossible odds to breathtaking transformations, these are the My 600-Pound Life stories that don't just inspire, they leave you stunned. These are the stories that prove no mountain is too high, no weight too heavy, and no dream too far. June's world has shrunk to just 3 places: her bed, a reinforced chair, and the toilet. That's it. At 590 pounds, even stepping outside her front door feels like scaling Mount Everest. Her mobility is gone, stolen by years of neglect and grief. The most humiliating part? She can't even bathe herself. That job falls to her girlfriend, Sadie, a painful, intimate task that leaves anyone watching squirming. This isn't living. It's a slow, crushing survival. And yet, deep beneath the weight, a spark remains. The question is, will that spark ignite before it's smothered completely?
It is so difficult even to get in the tub. And then I can't stand up for long. Yeah. So Sadie does everything.
Sadie's devotion is rare. Most would have walked away, but she's still here, loving June through the unimaginable. It's clear June wasn't always like this. Yes, she's always been on the heavier side, but she wasn't immobile until tragedy struck. 4 years ago, June's life shattered when her son was shot and killed. That grief swallowed her whole, dragging her into an emotional freefall. Physical health became an afterthought, days blurred into years, and her body paid the price. Now her pain is a prison, and Sadie is both her lifeline and, perhaps unknowingly, part of the chains.
At the door, she said, "Back is dead, back is gone." I instantly went, no. That was the moment where everything changed. Once her son died, it was like she gave up.
Finally, June decides it's time to fight back. Bags packed, she heads to Houston to meet Dr. Now, a man famous for his brutal honesty and zero tolerance for excuses. June wants weight loss surgery, but anyone who's watched this journey before knows Dr. Now doesn't just hand it out. Surgery is earned, not given. One look at her situation and he lays it out cold. She's got a long road ahead and it won't be easy. Every pound lost will be a battle, and time isn't on her side. The question is, will she actually fight?
So you're almost 600 pounds. Tell me how you got to this size.
Just eating too much.
Okay.
Steak potato girl. Sweets or not.
Dr. Now doesn't mince words. Sadie might think she's simply being loving, but in his eyes, June is manipulating her to keep bad habits alive. It's a hard truth, but one June needs to hear. While enablers make recovery nearly impossible, the more pressing danger is her health, declining fast with the clock ticking. Dr. Now isn't here for pity or games. He's here to save lives. And if June doesn't start taking this seriously right now, she might not have a future left to save. The stakes have never been higher, and the warnings have never been sharper.
According to your medical chart, you had a number of medical issues.
I had a heart attack in 2011.
Then, something unexpected. Once June's admitted to the hospital, the pounds start melting off. It's almost shocking how quickly the weight drops. The strict diet, constant medical supervision, and absence of temptation work like magic. She's losing so fast it feels like watching a different person emerge. The transformation is real, but it's happening in a controlled bubble. The bigger question looms: will this momentum survive the real world? Because inside these hospital walls, success is possible. Outside, it's an entirely different war, and June will have to fight without the safety net.
We stuck with it, some progress over the month. June, how you doing?
Better.
So we're gonna check your weight today.
Perfect.
Scale of 0, what's the verdict?
Hospital life ends, and Dr. Now lays out the ultimate test: lose just 5 pounds at home in a month. That's all. No massive goals, no extreme deadlines, just 5 simple pounds. But simple doesn't mean easy. The hospital's structure is gone, replaced by the temptations of home. Without constant oversight, old habits creep back fast. What seemed like a small hurdle starts to look like an impossible climb. And as the days tick by, the scale becomes less a tool and more a silent, looming judge of whether June can handle life beyond the hospital doors.
I didn't think it would be this hard because I'm starving myself at times. It's only when I'm sick that I eat the foods I know I shouldn't because they help get my strength back up.
When weigh-in day comes, Disaster strikes. Instead of losing 5 pounds, June has gained a crushing 20. Dr. Now's reaction is immediate and sharp. His voice, calm but biting, makes it clear she's wasted a golden opportunity. He's not angry without reason. She's shown she isn't taking this seriously enough. In his world, there's no room for backsliding. Not when the stakes are life and death. This isn't just a setback, it's a warning shot. Keep going like this, and she won't just lose surgery, she'll lose the chance to reclaim her life altogether.
You gained 20 pounds. What happened?
Fluid.
You may think that this is water weight, but it's not fat. You gain weight.
Then comes the freight train. Dr. Now delivers a truth bomb so direct it shakes June to her core. He strips away the excuses, the self-pity, and the blame. This is her fault, her responsibility. No one else is holding the fork or making the choices but her. If she wants surgery, if she wants another chance at life, she has to stop leaning on Sadie, stop manipulating, and start fighting for herself. It's a brutal wake-up call, but sometimes the most painful truths are the ones that finally spark change.
You don't need the walker. You want the walk. If you're serious about being active, this would be first thing to go.
I gained them, and I'm wrong for that. I feel some of it's lymphedema in the water.
And, miraculously, she listens. When June returns to the hospital, she's transformed. She's dropped the weight, followed the plan, and proven she can commit. Dr. Now's stern expression softens. She's earned his approval. The green light for surgery isn't just a medical clearance, it's a ticket to a second chance. June is beaming, ready to reclaim the life she's been watching from the sidelines for years. This isn't just about pounds lost, it's about dignity, control, and freedom regained. For the first time in a long time, her future feels wide open, and she's ready to walk into it.
I need to get back 536 pounds. If the number on the scale hasn't gone down, I don't know what else I can do. That's it.
Now I can hardly move. All I can do now is scooch to the edge of my bed, go to the bathroom, and see if my mom's awake.
Sean's life felt like a sentence he could never appeal. At 900 pounds, he wasn't simply living in a large body, he was buried inside it. Every morning began the same. His eyes opened to the crushing weight of his own frame, and even breathing felt like scaling a mountain. Standing was impossible without agony, so he lay still, trapped in skin that betrayed him. The air was heavy, his chest fought for every inhale, and time slipped away as if mocking him. This wasn't just obesity, it was a slow, merciless suffocation that refused to loosen its grip.
Problem is they can get worse real easy, so every day we have to take care of them, and it is a painful process.
Ready, babe? Hang on, I gotta get my shoulder into this. Okay.
Dependency had become Sean's normal, but that didn't make it any less soul-crushing. His mother, worn down by years of exhaustion, was his hands, his feet, his lifeline. She washed his body, fed him, dressed him, tasks that were once simple but now demanded every ounce of her strength. Navigating his size was like wrestling a wall of flesh, her arms straining to clean places she could barely reach. It wasn't nurturing anymore, it was survival. Every moment carried the unspoken truth. No one else would do this, and Sean's body had stolen the ability to even try himself.
I'm starting to shake, Mom.
Okay, we're almost done. 2 seconds. Okay, let me get this corner down. Okay, good job.
If losing independence was painful, losing privacy was devastating. Sean couldn't even use the bathroom without help. His mother and a hired aide had to wipe him, clean him, and endure the kind of closeness that felt more like exposure. It stripped away the last layer of his dignity, replacing it with humiliation that clung like a shadow. The bathroom, once a place of routine, had become a battleground where shame always won. For Sean, each trip was a brutal reminder that his body wasn't just heavy, it was a cage, and every necessity came with another cut to his pride.
I keep snacks under my covers just to make sure I have something nearby when I want to eat. Hey, Mom, I'm probably going to need a little snack.
Sean has no appetite control.
Still, somewhere beneath the exhaustion and shame, Sean wanted more. He longed to be free from the body that anchored him to misery. But the truth was unforgiving. Freedom meant letting go of the one thing he trusted most. Food had been his shelter, his celebration, his distraction from hurt. Without it, there would be no numbing the pain, no easy escape from loneliness. What lay ahead wasn't just a diet, it was an emotional excavation. To truly change, Sean would have to strip his life down to the bone and face the raw truth without flinching.
Mom used to stay in the wheelchair.
Okay, you don't want to go any further. I will examine you here.
I've had to do more of the...
Sean's hunger wasn't ordinary, it was relentless, and his mother's enabling kept it well fed. Still, he made it to Houston, which took courage. But courage alone didn't sway Dr. Now One. Look inside Sean's world told the doctor everything. An endless loop of dependence, bad habits, and no boundaries. Meals weren't nourishment, they were chains. Dr. Now's face hardened as he spelled it out. This wasn't about trimming calories, it was about dismantling a whole way of living. Without breaking the cycle, Sean's body would keep growing, and the small spark of life left in him would eventually burn out.
Sean is used to his mother completely taking care of him. As long as she does everything for him, Sean has no reason to leave.
Dr. Now didn't mince words. Sean was inhaling 20,000 calories a day, courtesy of his mother's constant deliveries. Then came the moment no one could ignore. Sitting in his wheelchair, Sean had an accident. Not the small kind, the kind that leaves no room for dignity. It was messy, humiliating, and unbearably sad. For Sean, it wasn't just another bad day. It was proof that his body had stripped him of even the simplest control. The room felt smaller, heavier, as if the truth itself was pressing down. His world wasn't just fragile, it was already crumbling under the weight.
Sean is so big right now, make it to the waiting room door. His worst half now, he looked like he maybe put another 50.
Something had to give, and Dr. Now made the call. Sean was told to drop 100 pounds before his next visit. He agreed, but the scale told another story. The loss was too small, the effort lacking. Dr. Now's patience thinned, and in a decisive move, he admitted Sean straight into the hospital. There, the safety nets vanished. No mother bringing extra meals, no quiet bending of the rules. For the first time in years, Sean's intake would be strictly controlled. This was no longer a gentle nudge. It was a line drawn in the sand, sink or swim.
When Sean arrived here, we were able to weigh him, and he was 1,003 pounds. But we started him on 800 calorie a day controlled diet, and he started losing weight.
Inside the hospital, the results came fast. In just 2 months, Sean's body began to shrink, and the difference was undeniable. His frame was still massive, but lighter than it had been in years. For the first time, the future didn't feel like a closed door. Yet, Dr. Now knew better than to celebrate too soon. The hospital was a bubble, controlled and safe. Home was another story entirely. Without radical change in that environment, all the progress Sean had made could unravel in days, leaving him right back where he started, only more defeated than before.
Sean came to the hospital claiming he was having chest pain and worried he was having heart attack. I suspect that he was making it up to try to get out of his physical.
The next target was ambitious, another 100 pounds gone in a month. But Sean returned with a different focus. Instead of discussing his progress, he leaned on complaints of chest pain. Dr. Now's eyes narrowed. It felt less like a medical emergency and more like a deflection. Sean had already shown he could shed the weight, so why the stall now? Excuses, no matter how neatly packaged, didn't move the needle. And Dr. Now wasn't in the business of being managed. He was in the business of saving lives, even when the patient resisted the very help they needed.
6:36, cutting it close, what you did. So we're gonna approve you for surgery.
Thank you. It's been a hard journey, but it's well worth it.
I'm proud of you. I'll see you later.
The warnings ended here. Dr. Now set one final brutal goal: lose 150 pounds in 2 months or don't come back. No exceptions, no lifelines. It was the last shot, and both of them knew it. Sean nodded, agreeing to try, but the air in the room was heavy with doubt. This was no longer just about numbers on a scale. It was about proving that the will to live was stronger than the pull of addiction. The outcome would be shocking, a turn no one expected, and it left the audience with a truth that cut deep.
I've been getting used to all the changes, and I'm glad the cravings aren't as bad right now.
So 600, we've decided we're going to do movies,
Summer
right?
movies. I could believe in a future now.
Dottie's world is a relentless grind of exhaustion and responsibility. At over 600 pounds, every move is a fight, yet her 2 children depend entirely on her. One is a baby, the other has cerebral palsy, and there's no one else to pick up the slack. The episode begins with her raw, unfiltered account of life, breathless pauses, strained movements, and an unshakable heaviness in her voice. She knows she's dangerously close to the edge, but quitting isn't an option. Her children need her, and that need outweighs even the crushing physical burden she carries every single day.
When you're my size, it hurts like hell every day to get up and do what I have to do.
I gotta go get your brother, huh?
It's just miserable. On my body, pretty much everything from the waist down hurts.
Her mornings are a war zone of tasks and survival. She hauls herself out of bed to clean, cook, and tend to her disabled son's needs, all while juggling the endless demands of a newborn. The effort shows in every step. Her breathing ragged, her pace painfully slow. There's no safety net waiting in the wings, no extra hands to help. Each movement pushes her closer to collapse, but stopping means neglecting the children who rely on her. Watching her struggle isn't just heartbreaking. It's watching someone fight two battles at once, with no armor left to protect herself.
I can barely get around, and it makes it so hard to take care of them. I'm not able to take big steps. I have to take small steps in fear that I might fall.
And then there's breakfast, the daily ritual that reveals where much of her struggle stems from. The portions are staggering, easily enough to feed several people. She eats with urgency, almost like she's bracing for famine. But it's not hunger driving this. It's comfort, habit, and escape. These morning feasts are one of the few moments in her day where she feels in control, even as that control fuels the problem. In those bites lies the quiet contradiction of her life, finding solace in the very thing that's slowly eroding her health, her energy, and her future.
And I have a love-hate relationship with food. I love to eat it, but I hate what it does to me.
I've never had chicken nuggets that tasted that good.
Leaving the house brings its own set of challenges. The motorized scooter is both a necessity and a glaring reminder of her limitations. Strangers' stares follow her, some curious, some cruel, others simply judgmental. She feels every glance, every whisper. Each outing drains her emotionally as much as physically, adding another layer of shame to the exhaustion she already carries. Errands that should be simple become monumental undertakings. By the time she returns home, she's not just tired, she's weighed down by the invisible baggage of public scrutiny, a weight that clings tighter than any physical pounds could.
Nobody making fun of her or, looking. That's the reason why she don't get out there.
Look, let's get a big bag of these potatoes because they're on sale.
Yeah, that works.
When she meets Dr. Now, there's no soft entry into the conversation. His words are blunt, direct, and impossible to ignore. Surgery isn't an option until she proves she can commit to real change on her own. He isn't here to coddle or sugarcoat. He's here to challenge her, and it's clear she's facing more than just a physical transformation. This is about proving she can break years of ingrained habits, reclaim her life, and prioritize her health. In that moment, the stakes crystallize. She's standing at the threshold of the hardest, most important fight she'll ever face.
You're 40 pounds. How do you think you got here?
It's from having 2 kids. My oldest son, he's disabled. And
How old is he?
He's 12.
12?
And he requires 24-hour care. Has several.
Then comes the staggering figure. Dr. Now estimates she's consuming up to 30,000 calories a day. The number is almost unthinkable, yet it explains so much. He's deeply concerned, especially when she shifts blame toward her children, a clear sign she's not mentally ready for the commitment this journey demands. Still, he sets a tangible goal: lose 40 pounds in 2 months. On paper, it's manageable. In reality, it will require dismantling years of comfort eating, emotional coping, and denial. The challenge isn't just about losing weight, it's about proving she can rewrite the script of her daily life.
I'm focused on eating healthier choices and not so much the amounts. Will you bring me some of them chips?
Yeah. How much you want?
I don't need you to dole me out.
Dottie convinces herself that bending the rules just a little won't matter, that she can sneak a treat or two without undoing her progress. But the scale is the ultimate truth teller, and stepping onto it is like stepping into a courtroom where no excuses hold weight. The moment hangs in the air, heavy with tension. Did she stick to the plan, or did those small slips snowball into a major setback? The answer, whatever it is, will speak louder than any words she can offer. And deep down, she knows the truth is coming whether she's ready or not.
Your goal was to get under 600 pounds. You are at 635 pounds. So what's going on?
I don't know.
You don't know? Let's figure it out. What do you eat for lunch?
The truth isn't pretty. Dr. Now doesn't waste time listening to excuses. Instead, he admits her into the hospital and strips her diet down to the bare minimum. A strict liquid regimen with zero room for indulgence. The goal is simple: shock her body into progress and her mind into seriousness. But life throws her another challenge when her son is hospitalized with breathing issues. Now she's caught between two crises. Sister steps in, not with comfort, but with unflinching honesty, confronting Dottie with the hard truths she's been avoiding about her health, her habits, and her future.
Is often because it's hard to come by and not be able to say something. And I know you gain weight. Is that true?
There's reasons behind the way things are.
The setbacks keep piling up, missed appointments, ignored instructions, and the scale left unchecked, each decision pulling her further from her goal. She tells herself she's prioritizing her son, but in reality, she's avoiding her own fight. When she finally returns to Dr. Now, the numbers confirm what everyone suspected. She hasn't been following the plan. This isn't just about poor choices anymore. It's about survival, and the more she resists facing that fact, the slimmer her chances become. The clock is ticking, and the window for real change is starting to slam shut in her face.
Okay, after your last visit, you didn't go to the hospital to be admitted because you had an emergency with your son. I understand that, but that didn't mean that you had to gain 30 pounds over that time.
Then, the turning point. Dr. Now admits her once more, this time for an entire month under strict hospital control. No shortcuts, no distractions, no escape from accountability. Slowly, the pounds begin to melt away. Her body starts responding, and for the first time, so does her mindset. Against all odds, she hits her target and earns the surgery she's been chasing. The operation marks more than just a physical change. It's proof that discipline, even when buried under years of struggle, can still surface. Now the question is whether she can keep that fire alive outside the hospital.
My life, I've had people tell me I'm eating too much and criticize me for that, but no one had given me any help. I finally have that now.